Hello, this is Father, and it is Monday, February 28th, 2022. That year sounds weird. It's 22 years after 2001, The Space Odyssey. Or wait, no, that's only 21 years. My math's so terrible. I don't know. So here's how I'm. I can't. I expected this to keep making J's, right? When I look at I go back a little bit. It sure looks like that's what it's doing. Like, there's the J, and it comes up, comes in. Now, I'm of two minds of this, and this is where it gets kind of tricky. So, uh, because this is really our first uh, accumulation type thing on the way up, possibly. We've had a lot of distribution. So if this keeps climbing, the problem I have, okay, so we have the strength test, and I have a rule that the upthrust or whatever it is that uh, the upthrust can't go past uh, the buying climax, which I think this is where like it sold off quite a bit, right? It looked like it to me to make the PSY. The reason I don't have it marked is because I wanted to go over this real fast. So I was looking at the buying climax and what I had been what how I've been watching it all day, and I'm like, okay, it broke it, but it was so minor when it broke it, right? Uh, See, normally I just have the uh, this thing, and as long as it doesn't break the buying climax. I mean, look how tight that is, right? And I kept thinking maybe it was just an accident, which that could be a possibility. Like it was pushing up, and then some other people dropped on, bought a whole bunch and pushed it up because it's just a hair up, right? So I could live with that. It's not a complete rule break, but it is kind of. So I have to look at it like it is distribution, and this upthrust would have been here. But then Booksy said something to me, and this would have been our UTAD. It would have went up and came back down. My new computer battery is terrible. It's already dying on me. So anyway, I'll try to make this as short as possible. So anyway, what did I want to say? Oh, Booksy had said that it was missing a piece, and it was from a fractal type of thing. I follow his fractals pretty close. Uh, I don't completely understand it, but I know it was missing a piece right here. So, and I was thinking, uh, well, maybe that's because I'm misreading this altogether. Because I was marking it as it happened. I thought it was a new range. That's how I would have played it. I assumed this was going to take off uh, before the end of the day and be up like it was Friday. And it's like Monday we have more buying pressure, right? So here's one giant problem I have. This I don't know how I can circle it. Can I circle it with the ellipse like this? It's a weird way to do a circle. Anyway, this volume here, right? Um, every time I've seen this volume happen like this on the end of the day, it's when Composite Woman drops shorts on it that she's intending on it to go down. And I'm like, well, technically it's high enough to be the end of the UTAD, and it could just break downwards now, now. But I don't want to completely rule out my um, thesis. So maybe it wasn't Composite Woman. Maybe it was somebody else that can. I don't know. I don't see anybody else doing it at the end of the day. You would have to have a lot of confidence. And I know that they they wouldn't have sold here. They didn't sell here, right? So this volume thing is really confusing for me. Is it possible that just a bunch of people came in and bought at the end that so much it spiked it up without moving the price? Or, like one big order or something, maybe a block order, some company or something, possibly. But every time when it's at the last minute of the day like that, it's been Composite Woman dropping shorts with the intention the next day to bring it down and then buy them back. So then I started looking at it like, okay, well maybe I've been over, maybe I am looking at this. Uh, so maybe I was looking at this wrong. So this could easily be our PSY. That's why I did. I guess I could have just marked it and moved it over. Ah. Uh, so point of supply, our buying climax here at the top, right? Now bear with me. Buying climax at the top. Okay. So it's actually way up here. So we haven't broke any rules yet. We can still be going up. Then our selling climax. Right? Then the next move we expect from a selling climax. The next move from a selling climax, we would imagine, would be the strength test. Okay. Follow me so far, right? And then the next move would be our sign of weakness or sign of strength. So we don't know which one it is, but let's say for the sake of argument, it's a SD in phase B. And like Trey, square root of 9, he's the one that came up with F phase B, so I really like that. So phase B would start right here, right? So so basically the whole day we just made phase A. Whoops, that's not very accurate, right? And we have this very large area up here that it can still play around with. So the shorting could just be to bring it down when it brings it down here to buy them back, or maybe it's planning on making an actual spring, which is possible, where it pushes it down lower and people think it's going to drop, push it down to around 18 in the morning, and then they start buying back their shorts and they take off with it, or they bring it up a little higher, which I don't know why they would drop the shorts. I don't know why this would happen. This thing is, it just doesn't. It's weird because like I was looking for that to happen here. If anybody remembers when I was like, I'm gonna wait to see if there's a big spike in volume at the end of the day to see if they're dropping any shorts. Well, you can compare this end of the day to this, and you can see a dramatic difference. The whole day, we didn't see that much volume, really. Actually, not at all. That was the highest point of the day, was right at the end. So that makes me very suspicious about the motive behind that volume, and I can't get it out of my head. Also, the fact that Pooksy had mentioned there is a missing part, which there is. It was this part here normally turns into a how do you want to call it? It's a little smaller, and then it'll make its climb up. I don't know. It's just one of the things it does on it has this little thing that it just skipped. I'm pretty sure that's what Pooksy was talking about. There's, I guess it could be a minor one right there, a little tiny thing. Uh, but anyway, so if it is a larger B phase, what would I expect? And I was thinking, oh, if they slowly start taking it down, right, and actually ended the day in the 1750s area, which is like Max Payne, and I know people are like Max Payne uh, believers or whatever, it's like fundamentally believe in the Max Payne thing. I don't get it, but whatever. It is it is it's a mystery to me, so we'll just leave it at that. So, well, I was trying to think about grabbing a range, and the biggest B range. Oh, it's gonna take me forever if I do it this way. The biggest B range, normal B range that you can grab from. And by the way, if anybody has a copy of my chart since I lost it, just message me and that'd be awesome because I can't believe I lost my chart. So if you look at this, um, let's just take it from uh, the buying climax here and see how. Well, no, we'd have to say this was the buying climax because that's what we're kind of saying on the other side. So let's take it as if this was the buying climax. Take it on over. Take it on over. What a different color. It seems like orange is like the thing. It's not October. Do 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 do. So this is a very typical like B face for AMC, right? I have to get it a lot smaller than that before I can get down there. I'm just using this as a reference to what a B phase is and not a 1-for-1. I hope that my computer doesn't die before I get this done. I apologize. I'm trying to do this fast. Maybe the fact that I'm trying to do it fast is the problem. Okay. Still way too big. Okay, still too big. Okay. Still too big. It's barely though, right? It's just barely too big. Okay, so see if that's close enough. Okay. So do 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 do. Starting to see some familiarities here. There's no end to it. Anyway, I think you get the point. I hope you get the point that this B phase uh, uh, could be um, like uh, that can be down the cell climax, and then it pushed up to a strength. Uh, on our main thing, we had a double bottom thing here for a thing, and we almost had a double bottom here. Then it comes up, and makes this thing, and right now we would be currently in a version of this top, right? And it could be a lot smaller and could come down, um, still not breaking any rules, and play out the rest of the day in this range. And then I was like, well, is there a reason behind wanting to come down here on the day and just play in this range? So they could sell it, come down here, buy back, spend some time, I don't know, just messing around this area for the whole day, and then at the end of the day, like, leave it on a cliffhanger, right? I mean, it could go up or down, and then my thought was, oh, well, tomorrow after it's over is earnings, so that really plays heavily into what I'm looking at. And since my computer's going to die, I have to leave you on that. So, Tulu, I hope you got something out of this. Um, look at, accumulation phase B. I think this might just have been a strength test. It looks kind of like a strength test. Um, yeah, I think this may have been what we're actually looking at, and I was just had it mismarked all day, and that this could potentially come back down in the morning, only to recover and kind of stay in this range, and then end the day in this range, um, with a with the thought that they're going to make up their mind based on the earnings call, right? And then that might happen after hours. So you might, like, by the end of the day tomorrow, uh, hopefully we'll have a clear picture of what it's planning on doing, because yeah, if it runs up $2 or down $2 because of the earnings, that'll be rough. But anyway, toodaloo. Have a good day. Good night. Thank you. Goodbye. Toodaloo. Toodaloo.